she's staring to see what color my eyeshadow is, what color clothes I got on, what color nail polish I have.
I put the batteries in your back, so I'ma call you when I'm coming right back. And if you still insist, I'ma pull up to the towns and I'll be there by 6. So tell me what time is valid, cause I can't lie.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're here for the first time, then hey, what's up? Welcome. Subscribe if you aren't already. As you guys can tell from the title, I am here with a story time. Yes, it's a story time. It's meant to be entertaining, but I also want you guys to be on alert, and I also want to, you know, I want you guys to be safe. So I'm going to tell the story about when I went to Vegas for the second time and felt like I was in a potential sex trafficking position. So I'll tell you the brief first scenario, and then I'll tell you why I was so on point for the second scenario. So for starters, for those of you who don't know, Vegas is definitely like a hot spot for sex trafficking. If you didn't know, now you know. And I'm not saying this to scare you, because listen, Vegas is lit. Like both times when I went to Vegas, I had the time of my life. I had mad fun. Like it was really fun. Vegas is very, very fun. But yes, you can have fun, but you also need to be alert at all times. If you know you're not the person that gets super lit and is also observant, make sure you're with people who are like that, because you just got to be safe, especially when you travel. So the first instance is when I went with two of my friends, Gabby and Naya, and where we stayed at the SLS. So the SLS is all the way at the end of the strip, like to the point where you can't walk to the strip from the SLS. However, the great thing about Vegas, well, where everyone stays in Vegas, is that all of the hotels where the strip is, everything is on the strip, and everything is in a hotel or right next to hotel or in between hotels. All those hotels are connected by a monorail. So a monorail is basically this train that goes through the hotels, and it's above ground, but it has like a station at every hotel. We were at the very last stop at the SLS, all the way at the end, like to the point where we couldn't walk. I remember the first day we thought we could walk, people was whistling at us, honking and all that good stuff. Well, not good stuff, but so yeah, so we're on a monorail. Our first day there, we get there pretty early, so we had time to explore, because there's also a big time difference between Vegas and New York. So we had enough time to explore, whatever the case is. So the first day we got super smacked, and we was on a monorail to get food and stuff, also because we didn't want to spend mad money on Ubers, because Ubers can't really drop you at the spot. They have to drop you like on a corner on the street. So we just took the monorail. It was cost efficient anyway. So the first night on the monorail, we was just kikiing with each other. I'm gonna be honest, I was not paying attention to my surroundings. So the second day, my friend Gabby, we're on the monorail, and I noticed she's moving like she's on her P's and Q's. So when we got off the monorail, she says to us, she's like, yeah, I didn't notice the guy who was on the monorail was the same guy who was on the monorail with us yesterday. And I was like, I didn't notice. Then I'm thinking like, it's a monorail, it just might be a coincidence. But from that moment on, I was on my P's and Q's. I'm telling you, if anybody came too close, I'm looking at them like. So yeah, so now let me tell you the real story. So this is the second time we're in Vegas. This is Memorial Weekend. It's a hot spot. Everybody's out there. Like Vegas was lit Memorial Weekend last year. So now it's me and two of my best friends. It's me and KZ and Naya. And we're on the line to get into Dre's pool party. If you don't know Dre's, you ain't been to Vegas unless you go to Dre's. I kid you not. So we're online waiting for the pool party. And we get there pretty early, because also Vegas has a lot of get-in free for ladies. Ladies getting free before this certain time. Ladies get paid this amount before this certain time. So we was trying to meet one of those criterias. So we was there early or whatever. We standing online, and Naya is on the phone with her son. So she's kind of like off to the side, but still next to us, but on the phone. So she's on the phone, and me and Casey standing there, we conversing, having a small conversation, whatever the case is. And I noticed this lady, but I didn't give her my attention, but I noticed her. Like, I peeped her off the side, off my peripheral. So me and Casey still talking, and we're standing on the line. You know how the line has like those rope poles? I don't really know what they're called, but the ropes. So we're standing next to the rope, and the rope is right here. So Casey turns her back to the rope where the lady is outside on the other side of the rope. So Casey faces me, and she like whispers to me like,
yo, this lady is staring, and she's been staring at us for a minute, and she's starting to blow mine.
Me always being on my P's and Q's, I told Casey like, yeah, I peeped her too, and she's starting to piss me off as well. Like, this lady was standing there staring, like staring, like hardcore staring. Like, me off rip, if you know me, you know I hate being stared at. Like, I don't care where I'm at, I don't care how nice I look, I don't care how bummy I look. Don't stare at me. It's rude. If you want to look and give a compliment, that's fine. If you want to look to see what I got on, that's fine. But you're blatantly staring, like, I don't like that. Like, I don't like that. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. I just don't like being stared at. And if you know me, you know I don't like being stared at. So she's staring, like blatantly staring. So I tell Casey, like, I tried to ignore her, but once Casey mentioned it, I'm like, alright, she's blowing mine too. So I asked her, and mind you, this lady looked deranged. She looked out of it. She just looked like one of those people, you know, when you watch TV, you know those people who's a victim as well, but they're perpetrator. The predator uses that victim to lure in more victims because they give that victim like a little higher standing. That's the vibes she was giving me. Like, that's really the vibes that she was giving me. I watch a lot of TV, and I know I'm not bugging. It was God that saved us that day. And probably because I got balls. So she's staring at, and when I tell you she's staring, like, I mean, she's staring to see what color my eyeshadow is, what color clothes I got on, what color nail polish I have. And the same thing with my friends, so that if she was going back to tell somebody, like, she got a great description so that when they find us, they know it's us. So she's staring, like, so I'm like, alright, I'm gonna say something. So I'm like, can we help you? She's like, no. Blatantly, no. Like, no, you can't help me. So I'm like, okay, so, but you're standing here and you're staring, and it's making us uncomfortable. So if we can't help you, what are you standing here for, you know? And she wasn't those people who looked like they belonged. Like, she had baggage with her, probably like one big heavy bag. Don't know what was in that bag. She had on jeans. Like, she just looked raggedy. Like, not to sound bad, but she looked raggedy. She looked like she'd been through some shit. So she's standing there, and so after she said we can't help us, she still was standing there staring, and that's what pissed me off. So she's still standing there staring, and at this point, Naya gets off the phone when she heard me say, like, can we help you or whatever. Naya ends the phone with her son. She turns around, she's like, oh, what happened? Naya is not that vigilant friend. Like, she had in her phone, snapping, like, not paying attention to her surroundings the whole time. So when she turned around, I had to tell her, like, okay, this lady is staring, you got to be on your P's and Q's, because we know what type of time in Vegas be on. So she's still staring. So I said, if we cannot help you, there's absolutely no reason for you to still be standing here. I will go call security right now, because you're making us very uncomfortable. So this lady didn't give a fuck. She was still standing there. She probably looked at me or some shit like, well, if you're gonna get security, and go get security. Well, I have a job to do, and I'm standing here, and I'm gonna get y'all description. So she's still standing there, and she's still staring. I'm like, alright. So I told one of the security guards, I'm like, yo, this lady, she's standing here staring, and I don't really understand what her deal is, but it's making me and my homegirls uncomfortable. So the security was like, all right, give me 1 second, I'm gonna handle it. So we go back to our space in line because we didn't want nobody to think we were skipping them or whatever. We go back to our space in line. I guess she saw that we called security, and she gave us one hard ass stare. Like it was like a death stare. Like she was drilling holes through each of our heads. Like she went down the line like Naya, me, and Casey, and just staring at us up and down, just registering what we had on. So I'm like, all right. So we get into the pool party. So when she leaves, she made a grand exit. She grabbed all her stuff. Like, I'm telling you, she put her stuff down to stare at us. But as she's walking away, she has this look in her face. So she grabbed her stuff and she like turned around. She's watching us like, and walking away and staring with her bags. And I'm like, oh, now this bitch is crazy. This bitch is crazy. So we get into the pool party, and I'm telling Casey, like, me and Casey is really talking, and I'm telling Naya, like, listen, that was very, very sus. We don't even have to sit down and question whether that was sus. It was mad sus. So now we sitting there trying to devise a plan. So I'm telling Casey, like, me and Casey watch a lot of TV. Like, we know that's the shit that happens when they trying to traffic somebody, or when they trying to lure people into like brothels and be sex slaves and shit like that. That's the type of shit that they do. That's their tactics. So now we talking, and I'm telling Casey, like, bro, when we get inside the pool party, when we first get inside the pool party, like, it wasn't a lot of people because, again, we was like one of those early birds or whatever, so it wasn't lit yet. So we had time to sit and devise a plan. So we sat, and we're just like, yo, bro, we already know what this is looking like. So we devised a plan. I'm like, yo, if we see her outside this spot again, we have to beat her up until the police come. And so everybody is on go with that. We on go with that. And then we're like, once we leave, we are walking straight to our hotel. This time, the second time when we went to Vegas, where did we stay? Where did we stay? I forgot, but it was a very good hotel, and it was right on the strip. It was close, so we didn't have to take the monorail this time. So we I think we stayed at Harrah's. We probably stayed at Harrah's this time we went to Vegas. So I'm like, we walking straight to the hotel. We're not stopping, giving nobody instructions. We're not stopping for nobody, like, for nothing. We have to just be on our way. We pay attention, like, Naya, put your phone down. We out. When it's time to go, it's time to go, and we're going straight to our hotel room. So that was our understanding. Lo and behold, thank God, when everything was over, when the pool party was over, we didn't see her. We didn't see anyone that looked sus. We went straight to our hotel. We changed our whole appearance. I think I even changed my wig. Like, when I went on that vacation, I had 2 wigs with me. Like, I think that was even to the point where I changed my wig afterwards, because she just had too much of a deep description of us for us to take any chances. But lo and behold, thank God, nothing happened. Nobody was outside waiting for us, trying to lure us in or whatever. Honestly, I probably scared her off. Like, she was probably like, nah, these girls, they ain't the one. They gonna put up a fight and probably cause some trouble. And that's exactly what we would have did. But I thank God for his protection, because nothing happened to us, thankfully. But for anyone who's looking to go to Vegas, like, don't get me wrong, Vegas is lit and you will have the time of your life, but you definitely just have to be precautious. Like, pay attention to your surroundings. Such shit like that, pay attention to it. When you're walking, pay attention to who looks familiar. Pay attention to who you may see 4 or 5 times in a day, because people be out there scouting, and it's only by the grace of God that nothing happened to us. But that is all for this story time, you guys. I wasn't beating nobody up in this video, in this story time. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Comment down below if you've ever experienced anything scary like this, and subscribe if you aren't already. And that is all, and I will see you all in my next one. Mwah.